I titled the new record Definition because it's a descriptive, basically the record I wanted to describe who I was as an artist. I on the Hustle and Grind CD, I'd gotten some feedback saying that there wasn't enough me in the record. Basically, just that it seemed like it was a mixtape record and there wasn't enough me, and people didn't get really an idea of who I was from that record for it being an artist record. So with the Definition, I wanted to give a record where the concepts on the songs gave people a better idea of who I was. I go into the history of the previous artists I've worked with, the bad deals I've been through, moving from California to Texas and back, working with independent artists, working with, bigger labels, all the trickery that goes on in the industry, basically what I did, how I had to hustle, working retail, selling shoes and doing, stuff like that just to make the money to hustle and be able to have money to put out music at the time. Going to school full time at night, working retail during the day, working on the music, hooking up with, Psycho and starting what we're doing, what we've been doing for the last 8 years. People said I was a hustler basically because at any given time I'm juggling 5 things at once. At one time I was basically going to school full time. I was working full time. I was doing the music thing. Trying to keep the family thing going. Having issues with my family as everyone does. Dealing with those issues, trying to hold a relationship together, and just doing, trying to hold on to all that at one time, but basically, not wanting to give up my dream. This music I've been wanting to do since I was young, since, 86, 87 when I first heard my first Beastie Boys record, and I was like, I want to do that, listen to Run DMC, Houdini, all the old school groups, and I was young at the time, but I knew when I was, 10, 11 years old, I wanted to be involved doing music in some way. And so this is kind of what the record, or this has led up to what this record is. So that's one song on there. I got, let me see, I got a song called Bang It Out, which is basically talking about, banging music, being competitive with, your tracks are banging, homies, so are mine. We're living in California where, basically everyone's a rapper, everyone's putting out music, everyone claims their shit is the hottest. It's like, we putting out hot shit too. We're battling, you know what I mean? You got hot tracks, I got hot tracks. Let's put the music on the table and see what's banging. Let the fans decide. I got a track called Wanna Be Thugs. That's basically, just what the name says. There's a lot of people in this industry who try to claim that they're thugging, that they're doing this, they're doing that, they're in the streets. There are some people who are doing that, but the vast majority of people who are talking about that they're banging, that they're thugs, that they're doing this, it's all on record, you know what I mean? Or it's just to their, their friends, or it's MySpace gang banging, you know what I mean? So that's kind of what that track is talking about. On that song, I got my dude Prophet from the ALC. I got Omawali Payne, from out in Michigan area. Killed the track. Really good song. Another song I got is called For Show. It's got my man Psycho on it. It's got my dude Jay Spark on it, formerly known or also known as Spark. He's on it. Got Omawali Payne on it, and that's just a hot one. It's I'm not gonna say it's a club track, but it's a West Coast feeling track. But it's got a commercial enough vibe that it could play in a club, and it's one that everyone would like, girls, guys, but it's still a street level record. Dark Side, I got that track, had to do some dark cuts, for everyone who likes to hear, that crazy shit that I do with Insane Poetry. So I got, Psycho on that one. I got Scum from LSP on that track. That one's a banger, it takes you back to the old school kind of 95 Dog Pound, Murder Was the Case kind of stuff. It has that vibe, but we're spitting, today's killer shit, it's dark shit for all the fans that like that kind of stuff. I got a song called Paranoid. Really love that track. That's basically a real scenario that popped through my head, one day, or actually shit that I just think about a lot. It's basically the concept is My verse, I'm talking about basically a home invasion. I'm at home chilling with my girl, and you know, I got fools that break in my house, try to rob me, you know what I'm saying, tie me up, trying to, you know, I don't know what's gonna go down, and basically it's just talking about crazy thoughts that go through my head. And then Psycho's on the verse, or on the song, he's talking about, you know, just the crazy shit that goes in his mind. And it's a really good song. Love the hook, love the song. It's just some different shit. If you like different music, dark music, you know what I mean, but melodic music, it's a track, you know, that you'll like. Still Can't, it's a remix of a song that I did on the Hustle and Grind called Can't Fuck With This, and it's basically Still Can't, which is short for Still Can't Fuck With This. And I got McNasty on that track, he kills the track, and Beats Bang, and another heater that I got. Just lots of good music on the record. It's, you know, it's just good music. You know, I wanted to make a really banging record with good hooks, street level music, hardcore music, aggressive music, but good music. You know what I mean? That people would buy and get into, and not feel like they got cheated if they buy the record. It's not one of those albums where you get it and one song bangs or two songs bangs, and then you feel pissed off because you bought the record and spent, you know, $10, $12, $15 and feel like you didn't get your money worth. I want to give you your money's worth, you know, and give you good music. So that's where it's at on that record. So yeah, I got a track on the record called Wake Up. That's basically, you know, that one's more of a political, social conscious song, basically saying, look, wake up, you know, your government is still fucking you. You know, I love America. I think it's one of the best countries, but you still got issues. There's still people running around in the government that are trying to take advantage of people, and it's basically saying, you know, you got to see through the lies, and you know, you got to see what's really going on. You know, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not saying, you know, the government's out to do this and that and everything to you, but basically saying, look, you know, just because the government parades pretty faces in front of you and they're saying they're doing this and that for you, you know, you still got to see through all that shit. You know what I mean? And just keep your eyes open. Be a informed consumer, you know, no matter what you're doing. And so I got Psycho on that track with me, and that's another one I think is hot. There's a, you know, in the hook, we got a, you know, kind of a call and answer type of thing going on in the hook. It got a really good response when we were out in Denver, so, you know, that's definitely a hot track, one I really dig. I got another track on the record called Fuck 'Em All that's basically talking about, well, the hook basically talks about, you know, if you're one of these people trying to make radio music for radio music, but you're compromising the quality of your music to make pop tunes, you know what I'm saying? You know what? I'm not trying to hear you. Fuck you. You know, if you're one of these dudes that's trying to be gangster and bite off, you know, shit that other people did, namely you trying to be Biggie or Pac or bite a style that's been around long before you, and you're just trying to regurgitate the same old shit, fuck you. As a listener, I'm tired of hearing that shit. I'm trying to hear people that are doing original music, you know what I'm saying, coming with original concepts, and, you know, that are going to inspire me, not as just an artist, but as a listener. That's going to make me hear the music and say, you know what, I'm inspired by that. That's something I can identify with. Or even if it's not my cup of tea, I can say, you know, I feel that they're doing something true to their heart, not doing, you know, pop music, not taking auto-tune shit and just jumping on the bandwagon of what everyone else is doing. So that song is like basically saying, if you do that kind of shit, fuck off, because we're trying to do real music. If you're being true to yourself, that's cool. I may not dig what you do, but, you know, I give you dap for being original. But if you're just biting what everyone else is doing or regurgitating old shit, it's not shit I dig. So that's basically what we're talking about in that record. I got Psycho on that one as well. And we're just, you know, saying to the industry, the record industry, who don't know what to do now that, you know, iTunes and you know, the download and all that shit, record companies don't know what to do, so they're, you know, they're giving bullshit out there. They're trying to jump, you know, hang on to threads and do whatever they can do to try to keep a hold on the industry, but they're losing money because they're serving up bullshit. So we're saying, you know, fuck you, fuck them all. If that's what you do, we don't like that shit. We don't represent that shit. We do our own shit, GRE shit, you know, independent shit, aggressive shit, street shit. That's what we're doing.
Yo, this is Psycho Insane Poetry telling you to go cop that new JP the Hustler, The Definition, dropping July the 15th. Go cop that at grimrealityentertainment.net for sure. It's IP approved.